An additional 100 million people around the world will be asthmatic. The Global Initiative for Asthma says these predictions are a cause for concern, as South Africa already has the world's fourth highest asthma death rate. In light of World Asthma Day on the 6th of this month, we're joined by Lynn Zunama, a qualified nursing sister. She's also on the executive committee of the National Asthma Education Program. Ma'am, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much.
Briefly, what is asthma to somebody who may not know what they might be suffering from?
Well, you know what, asthma, first of all, is one of the most common respiratory diseases in the world. And in fact, it's one of the main reasons why children in particular stay off school and can't participate in sport or live a normal life. So what asthma really is all about is that in your lungs, you have a lot of inflammation, a lot of activity that shouldn't be there happening, which then makes your lungs hyperactive, which means that for the person with asthma, if they come into contact with triggers, which can be something as simple as cold air or a change in temperature, they wheeze, they cough, they feel tight-chested.
How come we are still talking about it today as if it's something we discovered yesterday?
Well, that's a very good question, Nebo. And the reason for that is really that it is increasing in prevalence. We don't know the reasons why, but it definitely is. And of course, it is often undiagnosed or underdiagnosed. And if it is diagnosed, often the right medications are not prescribed. And if the right medications are prescribed, often the person with asthma doesn't know how to use that medication. That is very sad, because in reality, and that's what the National Asthma Education Program, together with the Global Initiative for Asthma, wants to do, is to let people know that asthma can be controlled. To the extent that you don't have to miss work or school, that you can live a normal life, and that you do not have to suffer these attacks every single day of your life.
Are you finding that people think that it can be cured instead of being treated?
I think it's a natural thing that people want to be cured from a chronic disease. Asthma can't be cured, but it most certainly can be controlled to the extent that you don't have any of these symptoms.
Have there been any developments in finding what the causes of asthma are?
No, we don't know. It's a mystery. But we do know what can trigger it, and we do know what can control it. And that at this stage is great news for us, because we're very advanced in that way.
Okay, so what signs should I be looking for? I have a 4-year-old. What should I be looking out for?
Well, children that cough at night, children that wheeze, children that are tight-chested, and children that frequently have chest infections would be early signs, especially if those signs cluster together and they happen as a group. Then I would most certainly take my child to the doctor. And of course, if there's a history of asthma or respiratory disease and of allergies in your family, be alerted if your child then has any of these symptoms.
Speak to us about the programs that you're involved in at the National Asthma Education Program to make people aware of asthma.
Well, the National Asthma Education Program, or the NAEP as it's called for short, is really, it's a voluntary organization. It is a non-profit organization, and it is run by key opinion leaders in this country, mostly by medical doctors, specialists that have made asthma their speciality. So pulmonologists, pediatric pulmonologists, adult pulmonologists, some nursing sisters, and their mission really is to make sure that the treatment of people with asthma in this country is of the standard and level that we know that it should be.
Okay, so it's World Asthma Day on the 6th. What is your focus this year?
You can control your asthma. That's our focus, is to let people know that if you've got asthma or your child's got asthma, pursue that control. Don't sit with asthma attacks. You know, I just want to reiterate what asthma control is, because a lot of people say to me, no, the asthma is under control. And then when I ask them, well, how often do you use your reliever? They will tell me twice a day, 4 times a day. And for the asthmatic who might have used this reliever 6 times a day, who's now using it twice a day, it might mean that you're getting closer to control, but by no means is your asthma under control. So asthma control means that you do not need your reliever more than twice a week. You are not waking up
twice
at night.
A week.
Twice a week. Not twice a day, twice a week. Your reliever medication. Remember that asthma has 2 types of components and 2 types of medications. In your lungs, you have inflammation, which makes the lungs twitchy. So for the inflammation, you have to use what we call a controller, which is maybe sometimes in a brown pump. or you use a reliever, which is for the twitchy lungs, when your lungs go into bronchospasm. The secret is that if you're using your controller every single day, as you should, whether you have symptoms or not, your symptoms will eventually become controlled enough that you will not need your reliever more than twice a week, sometimes even less. So that's one of the first signs that your asthma is out of control, is if you need your reliever more than twice a week. If you're waking up at night more than twice a month, your asthma is not under control. If your lung function is not normal or near normal, you are not under control. Those are the main things that, I mean, there's more, and you can go onto our website or onto the GINA website to check, but those are the main issues that I would like people watching this program to remember this morning.
Well, what is there a helpline that people can call? Maybe somebody who's listening to this conversation and thinking, you know, I think I have somebody with those symptoms.
Well, there is a helpline that you can call during the week from 9 to 2, Monday to Friday, and it's 0861 asthma.
0861 asthma, got it.
Or you can go to the website, which is www.asthma.co.za. And you can also follow us on Facebook, which is just under the National Asthma Education Program. And if you want to tweet and Twitter with us, you can look for asthma_ZA.
All right. Ma'am, thank you so much for talking to us. It's been such an eye-opening into registered nursing sister Lynn Zernama talking to us about World Asthma Day and what we can do to to increase awareness around asthma and whether you can control it. Remember, it can't be cured, but it can be controlled. Let's take a break. Stay with us.